Hi everybody, Miscellaneous here and welcome back to my channel. This is where I take you to see offbeat, quirky and interesting hidden gems of tourist attractions. Now this week I've been in Great Yarmouth, which is on the east coast of England in Norfolk. In this video I'm going to take you down the Venetian Waterways. Now these date back to between 1926 and 1928, but they did stand derelict for some years until 2017 lottery funding caused them to be refurbished. I did see them in 2018 when they were a work in progress, but they are fully completed now. Come and take a walk in my shoes and I'll show you some of the flora and fauna there. It's a relaxing place to visit even in cold weather. I will also point out an area of Great Yarmouth that I refer to as no man's land. Do give me a like, subscribe to my channel and click on the notifications bell. I will see you in the video. Now the Venetian Waterways sit to the north of Britannia Pier. They were designed by S.P. Thompson and built as part of a relief work scheme for the local unemployed following World War I. But by the 1960s tourism had declined and the park's maintenance suffered as a result. They were closed in 2011. Nowadays they are open every day and are free, and they welcome tens of thousands of visitors each year. Now I have sped you up in parts of this video, but I will slow you down for key moments. A sundial in a manicured section, and the gardens are very well maintained. A thatched seating area, and while the waterways do have a Venetian influence, there is something very English country garden about them too. Hotels to the left of me, and the beach and sea over to the right. Is this a rock garden with alpine-esque shrubs? Well, they're certainly very big rocks. We've seen some ducks, and here we have gulls and crows. There were possibly a couple of lapwings flying around too. Now to the right is one of 3 6-foot-high steel sculptures by artist Spage Hopkins. It is part of a cultural sculpture trail honouring the men who built the waterways almost 100 years ago. I very naughtily nicknamed this the Wino Hut, as the first time I ever came in here, there was an empty bottle of grog just dumped in the corner. The waterways are home to freshwater fish, such as carp, perch and roach. I don't think you're allowed to fish for them though. This is a nice walk and a great way to spend an hour of your time, especially in nicer weather. Now, in the year 2000, this lily pond turned a rather strange shade of fluorescent green.
It did look rather pretty, but it had been likely dyed with drain dye, which can harm fish and other wildlife. A man was caught for this crime and ordered to pay £1,000 for repairs. One species of flower I have seen growing around that lily pond is black-eyed Susans. They are very striking, with their black centres, as the name suggests, and their yellow petals. Perhaps February isn't the best time to come to the waterways if you want to see colourful flowers. But I will return. The birds all seem to be having meetings today. We have some decorative plastic animals here. We have a horse, and further along we have a swan. The boating lake also went green around the edges, but it was found to be harmless algae and cleaned. In the summer months, I've seen swans swimming here and Canada geese wandering around. The central hut is a hire hut and was closed. They hire out pedalos and rowing boats during better weather. Have I ever been in one of them? Absolutely not. If I'm going to pay to hire a boat, I expect an engine. I don't expect to have to row it myself or pedal it myself. This is a pretty garden in which to sit a while. Unfortunately, the obligatory scum have come in and broken the sundial. Behind the sundial, you have an information board about the formal gardens. Do check out my blog. I've got 8 pictorial Great Yarmouth blogs on there, and you might enjoy reading them. You can see my hair flicking across the lens, despite me wearing my woolly hat. The temperature was barely above freezing. This board tells you about some of the plants here, but today they look gelid and frozen in time. They're still very beautiful though. The gardens are a delight to visit. Let's pan back round for a histrionic look at the boating lake. Now these are the North Dean Dunes and they are covered in marron grass and gorse. Apparently snakes live in here, but I've yet to encounter one. This is the part of Great Yarmouth that I refer to as no man's land. Believe me, if you're walking from Seashore Holiday Park to the Britannia Pier, they seem to go on forever and ever and ever. Dunes play a vital role in protecting the coast from erosion caused by wind and waves. Back down we go, and Munchie's snack bar appears to be closed. Well, we were in Great Yarmouth off-season. Here's my photograph of the boating lake, taken from the other side, standing on the pavement. This was taken in 2018, when the boating lake was yet to be fully restored. I love the cosy little love seat inside this nook. This part is called the English Garden, and there are edible and ornamental plants here, and a plaque at the end telling you all about them. I always love the deep turquoise colour of this water. What do they do? Do they dye it with a harmless vegetable dye? Or is the basin of the lake painted that colour so that it reflects it? If you know, please tell me in the comments. I think you have to visit in the summertime to fully appreciate the delights of the pergola. The cabin café behind that was closed. A final glance at the boating lake. We've got more plastic animals down here as we pass this section of the waterways. We have a fish, and then further along we have a cow. Whenever the Super Dean sees a cow, whether real or otherwise, he always says to me, "Look, there's one of your sisters." Isn't that just charming? You can make out Britannia Pier if you peer to the right. You can see the slides that stand sentinel right at the end. That winter tree looks like something out of a ghost story. In the warmer months, you'll see butterflies, bees and dragonflies. I certainly have. Also, frogs, toads and newts can be spotted here, and if you peer into the water, you'll see tadpoles near the water's edge. Not quite yet though. If you're here after dark, you might see voles and mice, and maybe even bats flapping around. The cafe by the boating lake is called the Island Cafe, and they were open. Apparently they open every day. Is it just me who finds the stark skeletal trees very appealing? Nature in winter can be very beautiful. They've had a fire on the water experience here, and I remember seeing them putting together their preparations for it. It was a magical display of blazing fire installations and sculptures. They've also had Christmas lights here, and I remember seeing a triangular tunnel of lights that you could walk through. It was freezing cold. I'm almost back to where I started though, so I'll say goodbye to you. Come and see me soon for another miscellaneous adventure.
Thank you for watching, and I do hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to be putting up some more Great Yarmouth videos in the near future, so keep your eyes peeled and click on the notifications bell, then you'll find out automatically. Do hit like, do hit subscribe, and leave me a comment telling me what you thought. Until next time, ta-ta for now.